Jamira, the Woodcutter by Renuka Mahesh. Once upon a time, near the dense forest of Netravali River, lived Jamira Woodcutter and his family in a small village. He did his chorus every day and went in and around the jungle to cut the wood, and at the end of the day, sold it in the market. By selling all the wood, he earned a good money, and this is how he took care of himself and his family. He usually left early morning and came late in the night. Now, to reach the forest, he needed to cross a bridge on the Netravali river and reach the other end of the forest. He every day walked to the forest and came back. This made him very tired. One day, while cutting the woods, he thought how good it would have been that I would get work in the village itself and also get more money. That day, while selling his woods to the shopkeeper, he shared his thought. The shopkeeper agreed to find him work. The next day, Jamira got a call to cut a tree in a village. He agreed and did not go to the forest and went to the village to cut the tree. He was pretty expert woodcutter and did his work very fine. He also got good amount of pay, which was thrice he would earn every day by picking woods from the forest. He enjoyed this less work and more money. Days went by and he never returned back to the forest and started cutting trees and woods in the village itself. Over the year, he managed to earn so much that now he decided that he would buy some cattle, take care of them, and earn by selling the milk and milk products. He did as per his plan. He bought one cow and two sheep and started taking good care of them. He also took them for grazing near the jungle. The cattle grazed and drank water from the river. One fine day, he got another call to cut the tree which was near the school. He picked his woodcutter and left for work. Hurry, the contractor showed him the tree and asked him to cut down. He nodded and started his work. It was around 4 p.m. in the afternoon and the school bell rang. All the kids came in from the school building just like zillions of ants would come from an ant hill. Jamira was so engrossed in work that he hardly paid any attention. All the kids ran to reach the gate to catch their way home. Jaggu noticed Jamira up on the tree and stopped. "What happened, Jaggu? What are you looking at?" his friends Dola, Manik and Uday asked, who joined him looking upwards. "I think he is my Baba," Jaggu said confused. "Baba?" he called. Jamira looked at Jaggu and waved. "Is he your Baba?" his friends asked. While Jaggu answered the question, Jamira made his way down the tree to meet Jaggu. "Jaggu, school's over. How was your day?" he asked. Jaggu did not answer but stared at him with teary eyes. "What happened, Jaggu? Why are you crying?" he asked. "Why are you cutting the tree? This is our favorite tree and we spend so much of our break time climbing and swinging on this tree," he said. "Also, we shouldn't cut the trees. This is what our teacher taught us. They give us food and oxygen and help us. We should plant more trees but should not cut them," said Uday. That alarmed Jamira. He never thought he would have no answer to little kid's question. "Hurry!" The contractor came in to check the progress of the work and was quite irritated with the half-done work. Jamira couldn't think of anything else, but all he did was just ask for a day off, making a reason of his bad health. He came home saddened, had some food and took the cattle to graze as he couldn't take them late in the morning. While the cattle were grazing in and around river, he sat so numbed by the question and kept thinking about the same. He remembered and missed his old days when he used to go to the forest and collected the woods and came back and sold them. Though he earned less but did not feel guilty about it. Forests were huge and he made sure He took branches of trees which are either fallen or that are dried up or do no good to the tree. While thinking all this, he went near the river bridge and thought how much he missed coming here. The trees around the bridge were now grown and he could see beautiful and juicy fruits on them. Let's pick some fruits and take back for Jaggu. It would help me to restore his mood and I can apologize too, he thought. He already had his axe in hand and started to make attempts with it to make the fruit fall on the bridge. He then picked it one by one. While he was picking up last fruit and added up to his pile, his axe slipped and fell in the river. Jamira's hands were full of fruits and he couldn't understand what to do. He immediately ran and kept the fruits under the tree and went back to see if he could find his axe back. He saw it here and there and made some errands on the bridge to check if he has any hope of getting it back. He saw it thoroughly off each of the sides but couldn't even get a glimpse of it. It must have gone too far, he thought. Maybe this is my punishment. My own child is feeling guilty about the work I do, he thought, and his heart sunk. He decided to leave. He was almost at the end of the bridge until a beautiful and sweet voice called him, Jamira. Jamira was shocked and scared as there was no chances of any man coming there and knowing him. He slowly looked behind and he could see nothing but a white light coming in from the river. Everything else was faded with fog. The light was sharp but pleasant one. He moved ahead to see what the light was. He went ahead with utter excitement and to his surprise he saw a beautiful goddess coming out of the river. This wasn't the first time he was seeing the river, but today the same river seemed so different and blissful. A fine goddess gradually came up. She was the most beautiful woman anyone could have ever seen. Dressed in complete white, she wore finest crowns with weapons in her hand. She looked extremely beautiful. Jamira was so awestruck to see her that he joined his hands and stood freezed. Her beauty had no bounds and she indeed had a beautiful voice. Jamira, it was me who called you. Your axe has fallen down here in the river and I have come to give it back to you, she said. Jamira was still and shocked and took a while to reply back, but he somehow gained some strength and spoke. Yes, I did drop my axe in the river, but this isn't my axe. This looked like it is made of gold. Oh, I must have got the wrong one. Wait, let me go and check. Saying, the goddess went back to the water again. Jamira waited patiently. Here, this must be yours, she said, holding now a silver axe. Jamira looked puzzled for a moment. He thought, let's take it and sell it and make money. He also made quick calculations how much he would earn by selling this silver axe. He was so lost in thought that he absolutely forgot to reply back. Jamira, this is yours. Take this. No, this isn't my axe. I can't take this. The goddess was really impressed with his honesty. She smiled and went back to the river and bought his original axe back. Is this your axe? She asked. Jamira was very happy to see his axe. He stepped ahead to get his axe but stopped in a dilemma. But somehow he couldn't resist to take back his axe which had been with him for so long. He took the axe in hand, looked at it for a minute and threw again back into the river. The goddess was watching this but did not question at all. He watched his axe fly into the air and then thud, splash into the river. I'm so sorry, but I don't need this anymore, he said. He did not seem to be sad but seemed to be contented, as if he had got rid of something that irritated him for so many days. Why did you throw your axe, Jamira? She asked. He replied, I have been cutting trees with this and earning a lot of money, but my son Jaggu helped me realize that I have been doing no good to the environment. I am doing so much harm to the surrounding and destroying it, he said in a very sad tone. The goddess smiled and went back and gave him the two axes, the gold one and the silver one. Take these axes, Jamira, she said. Jamira, confused with the offer, asked, Why are you offering me this? For your honesty, she replied. But I am quitting this work for using axe and cutting down the trees. That's why I threw back the axe. What will I do with these now? He said. This is your reward for being honest. You have to accept this, she said and disappeared, leaving the axe on the banks of the river. Jamira thought for a moment and picked the two axes. He directed his cattle and went back to his home. He told everything that happened to his wife and his son Jaggu. Jamira was already in so guilt that he couldn't think of anything else. Jamira's wife was the smartest and she suggested that let Jaggu take the decision, the one who had made them realize that cutting down trees was not a good work to do. Jaggu thought and then said, Why don't we sell these axes and whatever money we get, we shall spare some part in planting trees and some part in maintaining them. We shall bring in good trees, and at the end of the year, we shall collect the fruits and sell in the market too. All three of them agreed. The next day, they went and sold the axes and rushed to the nearest nursery and picked the best of the plants. They also planted one plant near Jaggu's school. Fortunately, Jamira had a good space in the backyard and he planted all the trees there and took a good care of them. Years passed by and the trees grew taller and its trunk became big. Soon, all could see the fruits on the trees. Jamira collected the fruits and went to the yearly fair. Luckily, all the fruits got sold and he came back home happily. That day, Jamira was so happy that his happiness had no bounds. Now, woodcutter Jamira was fruit seller Jamira.